Hi, everyone. Good morning. And I am going to talk to you about the great things that we're doing, but then we'll get to the really, really fun part, which we have students from each one of our colleges that are going to share about their experiences here at NEOMED, and the impact of all of the work that we're doing is really exemplified in them. And so kudos to you. I hope you enjoy hearing their experiences, because that's really the heart and soul of why we're all here. We are at the midpoint of our strategic plan right now, and we are tracking ahead of progress at 53% of progress to date. What does that actually mean, though? Where does that number come from? What does it look like? And so what we have done, different than a lot of higher education institutions, is we run our strategic plan like it's a business plan. It's our business model. And so we set the strategic initiatives, have action plans, and 25% of all of NEOMED workforce actually reports on the progress of those action plans into our platform. And we're able to take the quantitative and qualitative progress and turn it into a percent of progress to goal. We can do that at each pillar, and we can do it for each strategic initiative. And so that's how we get to it. If that is just intriguing to any of you and you'd like to know more, or you have questions, we'd be happy to spend some time explaining how the algorithm works. But what that means for us is that, different than a lot of institutions, we have really strong tracking and metrics because of the system that we use. So what does that actually mean? So for overall, we're at 53%. If we go down through the pillars, I'd like to just tell you one or two key things that are happening or that have happened in the first half of our strategic plan, and a little bit of what's to come. So within the people pillar, there are 16 initiatives. A lot of this is around enrollment, retention, and satisfaction. But another key component is about our environment, our healthy, balanced climate here on campus. So if you remember, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we asked you folks as students, we asked the student body, what do you want your space to look like, feel like? And you voted, and you told us how you wanted it to feel. Well, that's done. As you come through the South Corridor, it is a vibrant and innovative space. And that's thanks to you and the voice of customer feedback that you gave to us. So thank you all for that. If you haven't seen that space, please walk through. It's just about finished. And also will be, it'll be adjoined with our innovation space, which is going to be a gathering space for innovation, for collaboration. There'll be a space for folks to go in and think about innovative solutions for healthcare and the impact. You can play with all of the toys in there, or the tools, build prototypes, and work with some really key experts in that area, and maybe even make huge impacts in healthcare through innovation. That is all co-joined, and that space is all going to be together. So we're excited to provide that for you. Thank you all for participating in the surveys that have been done recently. What that has led to is our understanding that there's a real big need for indoor and outdoor recreation space. There's a need for extended food service. There's a need for small group study spaces. We hear you, we're working on it, it's coming. So stay tuned and continue to provide your feedback and your opinion so that we can incorporate it for the strategic planning in the future. So watch for really great things that are happening on campus. Within our education pillar, our College of Dentistry journey is coming along beautifully. We've submitted our initial accreditation document. We're working with the state and our Higher Learning Commission accreditation so that we can continue to move that forward. It has been highly successful, huge demand, and it's moving along beautifully. As HLC will come and visit campus, that's a big change in adding another college. A lot of you who participated in the first HLC round to represent what we're doing on campus will probably be asked to do that again for a site visit. So watch for more to come on growing and building a college of dentistry. Another program that has been approved is our Global Health Innovation Master's Program. The state of Ohio approved that unanimously. It's a huge gap in the market, and we got it. So for the folks who were involved in moving that forward, thank you. For the students who are interested in pursuing a master's in global health innovation, we are going to be accepting applications in June. So our education pillar is full and robust, and lots going on there. Our discovery pillar, which is obviously our research pillar, we've done a really great job of pulling together leadership to define a comprehensive strategy and a multidisciplinary portfolio through our University Research Council. So that is a faculty-led group that has really taken leadership and is going to help form the criteria that that we put around our high quality research. So thank you all for the work that you're doing there. We've also seen a huge demand in the need for research opportunities for our students, and we're meeting that demand. The Global Health Innovation Program, the master's plus the program for students, you'll be able to couple that global health experience with a research opportunity, as well as our expanded partnerships with SUMA, all the folks in our network, and especially our new major affiliation with university hospitals. They're worked into that partnership are additional research opportunities. So as folks are looking for more and more research opportunities from the student perspective, we are working to pair that with our Rootstown-based and clinical faculty, expanding that network and availability for you. Within our service pillar, our student-run free clinic is continuing to look for opportunities to expand. They've raised $25,000. I wish it was $2,500,000. Is there more than that, Jamie, last year? I know 25,000 was done at the Giving Day. There are grant opportunities. It sounds like Dr. Gardner-Buckshaw just increased that. Lots going on with our student-run free clinic. Separate from our NEOMED Health Clinic, which has experienced tremendous growth, 25% growth in visits. We continue to offer no copays for folks that are on our SUMA Health system, and it's right here on campus. And they do have opportunities to see folks very quickly. So please continue to use our NEOMED Healthcare services. The ratings that the feedback that we're getting for satisfaction are over 9 out of 10 in how folks are feeling the care that they're receiving. So we're getting great feedback, great growth, and great opportunity to receive quality healthcare right here on campus. Within our growth pillar, there's so much going on. We're continuing to look at new programs, continuing to expand our existing programs, continuing to build out our clinical opportunities and extended partnerships. So it's just probably UH is our best example of the work that Dr. Langell and the leadership team are doing to make sure that the opportunities for exceptional training experiences in a community and a university setting, as well as building out our research and community opportunities on campus. And then last, but certainly not least, our operations pillar is just doing phenomenal work in taking our lean principles and really streamlining some of our processes. I know there's a lot of opportunity here to streamline our processes. We understand that, but we're making great strides. We're training folks in our Lean Six Sigma to have a common language so that we can move together as a collective workforce. So that's going beautifully. And our Employee Empowered Excellence program that we're running is coupling what HR is doing on management training, and we're providing hard skills training to our workforce with a huge and wonderful response. So we've trained folks in Excel, in Qualtrics, data visualization is tomorrow, project management essentials is coming. We hear hear that you folks want more hard training skills, and we're giving it to you. And we've had great response there as well. I think after the first email, we had 20% of the workforce sign up for the first round. So really an amazing, response. So lots going on in our strategic plan and a lot to come. Watch for improvements on campus, watch for additional educational programs, watch for more service opportunities, improved clinical experiences, both for yourself as employees and educationally as students, and watch for more streamlined operations. So with that, unless anybody has a question on our strategic plan progress, anyone? Yes, ma'am. Yes. We plan on sharing the results by July. You're welcome. Oh, there's a question online. That question was for the IT team, I believe. Okay, so the really fun part, and I'm going to refer to my notes here because I want to make sure I get all of the amazing stuff our students are doing as I begin to introduce them to you. So today, for the really fun part, we have two students from each college who are going to talk about their experience. So I'm going to start with introducing Miss Ashley AUDI to come up and join us. She is a fourth-year medical student. She'll graduate, obviously, in May. Born and raised in Northeastern Ohio, growing up in Youngstown. We're neighbors. She has had some very amazing leadership work that she's done. College of Medicine Admissions Committee, tutoring for the Learning Center, being a peer mentor, and roles in research and student interest groups. And she is passionate about medical education and is continuing her training in neurology after graduation. Congratulations.
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you for inviting me. I am so honored. So just to start off, I'm the first person in my family to go to medical school. So when I started off, I was very lost. I talked to Craig today about how at my interview day, he had talked about Anki and step 1. And I went up to him after the session. I said, what is Anki and what is step 1? I had no idea what this huge exam was or what was to come in medical school. I feel like we advertise at NEOMED a lot, this sense of community. And I saw this more so even as a member of the admissions committee. We advertise to our applicants the community here at NEOMED. And I don't think you really get a full sense of that community until you're here and you're a part of it. And even more so when you're saying goodbye to it and you have to say goodbye to these people, your peers and your colleagues that you've worked with for all these years. So when I came here, I was met with open arms. I had a supportive community of peers, of faculty, of staff. And when I got into the clinical setting too, I was able to get wonderful mentors, both formally through things like PDAT, and then also informally, just that kind of came naturally as well. Clinically, I think that our clinical training is beyond compare. I got the most hands-on experience. I was able to do so many things. I was given autonomy, but not too much that I felt like I was uncomfortable. I felt like I was giving an adequate amount of support and observation. I felt like my opinion was always valued in the clinical realm and that I was treated as a contributing member of the healthcare team. Anything that I had said was always taken into consideration, which I always appreciated, and also makes me feel really prepared as I go on to the next step in residency, that I'll be able to adequately take care of patients and kind of go from there. For opportunities, I have been so blessed, as mentioned before, to have been granted so many opportunities here at NEOMED. Most notably, one of my favorite things I've gotten to do here is be a member of the College of Medicine Admissions Committee with Dr. Moses leading. Thank you, Dr. Moses. I had a wonderful time. I got to do so much, from reviewing applications, interviewing applicants, working with so many great faculty and staff, and forming relationships there as well. I was also able to be a peer tutor through the Learning Center, be a peer mentor and also mentorship through the student interest group in neurology, a position that we formed this year to help encourage students not only to go into neurology and fill this huge gap we have in Northeast Ohio, but also opportunities in neurology can be kind of limited. So helping students to guide them into this field is really important. I have to check my notes. For research here, I did do some informal research through mentors I met through the clinical realm, but also I did formal research through the NEOSTAR Summer Research Fellowship program here, which was a wonderful experience and is now in the process of getting published, which is wonderful. I also did the Anatomy Academy over the summertime, and I've also been a member of the STAR Clinic since M1 year, which is great, led by our great Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for all your hard work in there. So for future plans, I am continuing in residency. I'm going to be training at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation main campus up in Cleveland, training in neurology. Not really sure where I'm going after that for as far as fellowship goes and whatnot, but I have no plans on leaving Northeast Ohio. So I am really excited to hopefully give back to this community in some way or another here at NEOMED. I'm really passionate about medical education and higher education. My husband will actually start here at NEOMED in the fall as a medical student. So I am excited to see how the strategic plan keeps moving forward and be able to still be a part of this community one way or another. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
So our future leaders of NEOMED right there. Next, I'd like to introduce Jamie Pondy, who is also a College of Medicine fourth-year student, soon to be graduated. And she credits the student-run free clinic with giving her the confidence in her practical skills, leadership, and the purpose that she's developed here at NEOMED. Recently, she matched into a combined family medicine and psychiatry program at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, UPMC, and has earned a master's in public health and health services management. Pretty amazing. She plans to open a federally qualified health center after residency. Jamie, will you come and talk with us?
Hi all, I'm Jamie Ponde, soon to be graduating, which is pretty bittersweet. And I think soon to be Dr. AUDI said it right, that there are so many communities here of which I've been very blessed to be a part of. My very first one was the rural medicine pathway, which is a co-curricular which we learned about rural populations and the healthcare problems that they face. And one of the wonderful things about that is that it wasn't just about education, it was also personal development. Working with Dr. Heinzelman, oh my goodness, Dr. Spalding, who's just been a wonderful mentor to me. And then Michael Appleman, who also helped me find opportunities I would never have known about or thought I could have been qualified for. It was just one of those moments where I saw someone who was a personal advocate for me as a student, and also that I felt like I could grow my leadership. I felt that I was able to aspire to things like being the family medicine interest group president, and I did not think I would get that, but I was not only able to do that, but the Department of Family and Community Medicine supported me along the way, let me do things that were in my field house as well as others and find out people who would support me along the way. I was able to explore my interests. And then I was also able to be a part of the Emerging Leaders Institute, which my family medicine department also told me about, encouraged me to be a part, and also recommended me for. So with that, I was able to help bring more motivational interviewing into the curriculum with the help of Drs. Knepp, Dr. Hartung, as well as Dr. Ledford. So it was really amazing to be able to give back to my community and my school. And then, of course, there was the student-run free clinic. And I cannot say enough good things about it. Dr. Boltrey helped found it along with students and has been encouraging us along the way, giving us personal mentorship. And that's the wonderful thing about it, is that you are able to, as a student, do things that you hope to do as an attending physician. You're able to accomplish things, become part of the leadership, and also help people who are underserved. You are filling a gap and something that is needed. And we're able to do that at the student-run free clinic. The other thing I also credit for is when I was working with the family medicine department, I was also able to be one of the family medicine mentors along the way. They've been able to bring me in and talk to the family medicine interest group. So even as a student, I can help others find their pathway and their way into family medicine. And I'm really excited that I will be able to have all these skills that my schools helped me develop into a rural medicine family clinic that I hope to also bring some psychiatric help with as well. So it's very exciting to be a part of this, and I hope to bring more honor to my school as after residency as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. That was outstanding. From the College of Pharmacy, I'd like to introduce you to Miranda Gallagher. Gallagher, thank you. Miranda Gallagher, she's a fourth year pharmacy student. She is from right here in Rootstown, Ohio. So talk about organic and homegrown right here. She has worked in retail pharmacy for 7 years. She was our first student intern in the Office of Student Success. So she's got a lot of investment here for the experience of students at NEOMED. She's been actively involved in several student organizations and serves at the national level on the American Society of Health System Pharmacists and the Pharmacy Student Forum. After graduation, she's going to do a PGY1 residency at Summa Health and plans to pursue a career in ambulatory care and academia. Please join us.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Like she said, my name is Miranda, and I'm from right here in good old Rootstown, Ohio. And I feel like before my time here ends, I do have to clear some things up. So the first thing is, here in Rootstown, we say Rootstown, Ohio. We don't say Rootstown, although it may be proper grammar to say Rootstown, but we are kind of in the country. So just wanted to clear things up first before I get started. But didn't have to travel very far for my career. I'm super happy that I was presented with the opportunities right here in my hometown, where there's such an amazing school for me to be at. So I will say, I honestly love NEOMED. Being here excites me. The opportunities here for students, I think, are endless. I am currently on my academia rotation here, and I had the opportunity to sit in on an interview day with some future College of Pharmacy students. And I was so excited to be here. I thought, they might think this girl's crazy. She loves NEOMED so much, but I was just so happy to tell them about all the great things that are here. So just to go ahead and get started, I won't take up too much of your time, but I really wanted to share with you the top 3 experiences here at NEOMED that I think prepared me for my career as a pharmacist. And it was hard for me to pick just 3, but the first one is going to be leadership and student organization opportunities. The second one is mentorship. And then last but not least is my education here in the academics at NEOMED. So starting with leadership, I was able to get actively involved starting my P1 year, and I was heavily involved in the Student Society of Health System Pharmacists, or SSHP, and I was able to be president of that organization last year during my P3 year. And through that experience, I learned how to effectively lead a team. And I think that we can all say many pharmacists in their profession are leaders within the field. So I was able to learn how to effectively lead a team, how to work well with others, and also just how to listen to the perspectives and opinions of others and apply that to your organization. So that is my leadership and student organization experience. And then next will be mentorship. I have to give a special shout out to Dr. Jackie Boyle, who's not here today, but I'm super, super grateful for her because she kind of took me under her wing P1 year and gave me advice and really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. She was the person who encouraged me to get involved with ASHP at the national level, who, for those of you who don't know, that is the accrediting body for all of the pharmacy residencies in the country. So I'm super grateful to be involved with them and hope to continue my involvement there. But I wanted to share with you all a piece of advice that she gave me that I carried through my schooling career and hopefully into my future career as well. But I worked with her the summer after my P1 year, and we were in a meeting with a bunch of pharmacists, and I was the only student in that meeting. And they asked for my opinion on something, and I said, well, I'm just a student, but this is what I think. And she said, Miranda, after the meeting, of course, I want you to take it upon yourself to make sure you never say, I'm just a student. Never say that. Never say, I'm just a student. I'm just a resident. I'm just a pharmacist, because you should never discredit what you bring to the table and the value that you have on a team. And I think that pharmacists bring a significant contribution and value to any team. So I'm so grateful that she gave me that advice. And I'll never say I'm just a student or just a pharmacist or soon to be just a resident again. So I'm so thankful for that. And then last but not least, I can't go without mentioning the amazing education opportunities that I have here. And I may be a little bit biased, but I do think we have the best faculty here at NEOMED. I think that they truly take the time to take feedback from students and incorporate it into the curriculum, which I've seen firsthand while I've been here on my academia rotation this month. So I'm extremely grateful for them. And I think that they have well equipped me to go out into the workforce and be prepared to work as a clinical pharmacist here in just a couple of months as I enter residency. So thank you all so much for having me. Thank you, Dean Kazmer, for asking me to speak today. I'm super grateful for NEOMED, and I hope to be back here at some point in the future, hopefully as a faculty member. But thank you all again so much for having me.
Well done, Miranda. Thank you. We have another pharmacy student, Paul LUNGO, who he is credits a variety of experiences and leadership opportunities that he's had here at NEOMED in research, leadership organizations, rotational experiences, all to pursue his great interests. He says he's received amazing mentorship and support along the way. His interests post-graduation include infectious disease, ambulatory care, pharmacogenomics. Thank you. Sorry about that. Pediatrics, and many, many more. So he will be pursuing a PGY1 pharmacy residency at the Cleveland Clinic, Akron General. After graduation, he's here to talk to us a little bit about his experiences.
Hello, everyone, and thank you to the NEOMED community for having me today. I'd like to start out a little bit to mention I'm among my siblings, I'm also a first-generation college student here, and I want to give out to a shout out to my family. Specific person in my family, a senior champion, my grandma, who is a pediatrician back in her home country of Romania, Transylvania. Actually, the home city of Dracula, Sighișoara, Vlad the Impaler. He wasn't a real vampire, if you might ask. Anyways, what I found at NEOMED was not just a university and my formal education in pharmacy. It was a NEOMED. What I found at NEOMED was a community and a family, and I've been blessed by a variety of experiences, both through my rotations, research opportunities, and service and leadership opportunities to pursue my career interests, be able to serve the underserved, as well as be mentored and be able to mentor others as well. Early on my time at NEOMED, I really found my interest in pharmacogenomics during my P1 year, my pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics course, where I learned that no two individuals break down the same medication the same way and process it in the same way. I found that to be a fascinating area to me as I learned, how pharmacy evolved over time and what opportunities there were as I went through my rotations. One experience during this year on my rotations was able to work with a pharmacist at the Cleveland Clinic main campus in a mental health clinic, looking at how patients break down and process these medications through the implementation of pharmacogenetic testing. And what was interesting was that we were able to, counsel these patients on the benefits, also limitations of this testing. But the company that we partnered with really appealed on the patient's behalf, worked with the insurance company to make sure the patients could afford this testing and benefit from it, regardless of the ability to pay. So I really learned about taking the cost into consideration as a practicing pharmacist, which I hope to carry forward as a future pharmacy resident and pharmacist. Another experience that I really valued was serving at the student-run free clinic, just being able to work with medical and fellow pharmacy students, performing medical reconciliations, providing recommendations to the providers, helping to optimize patients' medication therapy, and going on from there, also helping to advocate for our profession. Remember, several times I went down to the Ohio State House and with my fellow peers through Student Legislative Day, really led by Dr. Jackie Boyle from the College of Pharmacy. And one of the bills helped advocate for was to help lower insulin prices for patients, key public health initiative with so many patients, suffering from diabetes and other endocrinological neurological disorders, for them to be able to afford this important medication. I'm really thankful. There are many opportunities that I benefited from. I wouldn't be here with the help of my colleagues, my peers, my mentors, my professors here at NEOMED, my preceptors. I want to thank each and every one of you for your mentorship and support along the way. And I hope to pay this forward as a incoming pharmacy resident at Cleveland Clinic Akron General and future pharmacist. I think the sky is the limit here at NEOMED, and I've been blessed to be a part of it and experience it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. From the College of Graduate Studies, we have Nicholas Osborne, who y'all are not going to believe how much this young man has done. So he is a second-year medical student, a PhD and master's candidate in basic and translational biomedicine. And Masters of Medical Ethics in the Humanities program, respectively. So he's doing all the degrees, so all of them. Outside of academics, he is a student representative on the Graduate Faculty Council, serves as president of NEOMED's chapter for Queer Student Advocacy Group, Medical Student Pride Alliance, and has served as the director of campus engagement for the national chapter. So Nicholas, will you please come and share with us your experience?
So I'm going to ask for a little bit of forgiveness with my public speaking. I've been in the lab for the past 3 years, so this is new for me. So I've been at NEOMED for 5 years, doing all these programs. I consider myself a jack of all trades, loving both the medical sciences, the ethics behind medical practice, and just a bunch of individual organ systems. And the faculty here has really allowed me to embrace all of my passions. Dr. Altman in particular comes to mind. When I was applying for the PhD, I was also looking at the MA program, and going to her, I was like, I think I'm crazy. I want to do this as well. But she really embraced my ambitions and passions and encouraged me and empowered me to pursue that. In addition to her, there are other faculty who've just really allowed me to excel and succeed in my time here. My journey hasn't always been easy. When I was 3.5, I was diagnosed with ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which kind of sent me into the world of medicine. I am the first person in my family to pursue medicine and graduate studies in general. My father actually graduated with his associates in surgical tech when I graduated high school. So very almost alone in a way with coming here. So it's been a journey, and the faculty, again, they've allowed me to do this. I've built amazing relationships with both administrative faculty and teaching faculty. And they allowed me to enter into some leadership opportunities I never thought I would get. Establishing the queer organization here on campus. We had it before, but it went inactive for a while. And so I was able to restart that and then quickly affiliate it with the national organization, which then allowed me to pursue a director position in that national organization. Being involved with that national medical student group, I've been informed with a lot of different environments of medical institutions from Harvard, Stanford, and I can say that NEOMED is a bit unique in the compassion and community that exists here from faculty and the community as a whole. So the small community, again, has allowed me to establish these leadership positions, but has also allowed me to establish networking opportunities that I didn't think I would have. I just established a research partnership with Mass General pathology residents, and at the NIH research collaborator. Wouldn't have that without the faculty and alumni here to make those connections happen. After graduation, it might not come as a surprise. I want to stay in academics. That's going to be in 3 years after I graduate, and then residency. I want to pursue a career in pathology and balance a career of teaching, research and clinical practice. Yeah, so So sorry for my awkwardness, but thank you for having me. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Nick. We know a place where you can do all of those things post-graduation. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce you to Cayman Pearsall, who is a current master's student and will be entering into the College of Medicine in the fall. So we get to retain her, and she is going to talk about that experience and the pathway that was created for her. Please join us.
All right, so good morning, everyone. I promise I won't be before you too long. So hi, my name is Cayman Pearsall. As was stated before, I'm currently a Master's of Foundations of Medicine student here at NEOMED. And next year, as she stated, I will be matriculating as an M1, which I'm super duper excited about. So yay. So I'm just going to take a few moments here this morning just to kind of explain my experience in the master's program. I don't know if it's very well known about it. It's kind of small, only 17 of us, but I think that it's left a profound footprint in my life here. So this master's program has offered me the opportunity that not many can say that they have experienced. I've been able to build my knowledge, self-confidence, and network here at the university through this master's program. And it has allowed me to have one foot in the College of Graduate Studies with the other foot being in the College of Medicine. I've been able to experience what being an M1 is like before even being accepted into the College of Medicine, which is extremely advantageous for a person who's never had a family member do any more than like a master's degree. So I'm the first generation medical student here. So it's really advantageous for me for that reason, but also because I'm a minority student. I do want to leave my impact, and I feel like this university has given me the outlet and the opportunity to do that here. Throughout this program, I've gotten clinical experience in radiology, and this was extremely helpful for our classes as radiology is incorporated into the curriculum M1 and M2 year, as well as it will give me a head start on my rotations because they will pimp you out about that. So I definitely need to know that information. I've also gotten a head start on extracurricular activities, which will be extremely important for residency, considering that step 1 is now pass fail. I've also learned how to study in this environment, which many of you may know is extremely different from undergrad. So this year it gave me an opportunity to be able to learn how I study best and learn what works for me, which will save me a lot of time and energy that I don't have to spend in 1 year. Also, I've been able to engage in a capstone project, which I was actually working at the Student Run Free Clinic with Jamie and Dr. Boltree. I see they're also out there, as well as Dr. Bond, who was my advisor. That program has just taught me how to be bold, how to be courageous, and not to be scared. Sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking when you're not yet in the College of Medicine and you're just a graduate student, but you'll be there next year. You're trying to explain this to your patient. It's just a lot. But they taught me that it's okay to be in the space that you're in. And I just really appreciate all the work that was done to help me get to where I am today. Lastly, I've been able to build a bond with my mentors and with my peers that will last long beyond the 4 years that I'll be here at this university. Just another thing that'll help set me up to be successful as I continue my educational journey. Even though this year was one of the most hardest academically and personally, it has simultaneously been so transformational for me, as it has really showed me that I'm much more capable than what I thought I was literally just a year ago. I did not think I would be here. I didn't know if I could handle it, but this program and all my mentors and my friends have shown me that I can do it. And not only can I do it, but I can do it very well. So as I close, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the professors, clinician, and administrative staff who have made this experience possible. Thank you to Greg Coman, who's amazing. If you don't know him, please know him. He's great. Dr. Erin Franks, which she's in the audience. I know she doesn't like shout outs, but she is the most deserving person of a shout out. She's amazing. She does like great work and she's so kind. She gives you a lot of tough love, but I love tough love, so it works for me. Dr. Marcus Julius, he's a doctor in radiology, and he's a clinician. He helped teach us about our imaging, and he is the sweetest person ever. So thank you to him if he's in cyberspace or not. And lastly, Dr. Julie Altman, she's the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, just promoted. So congratulations to her for that. The university couldn't have picked a more deserving person to be the Dean of the Dean of Graduate Studies. She's so sweet, kind, and compassionate, and I wouldn't be here today if she did not recommend me. So thank you to her. And lastly, I would like to thank you all for your attention as I share my experience, and God bless.
Thank you. Can we have a round of applause for our transformational leaders? So as I close, because there's nothing else left to say after that, as I close, just thank you for all that you're doing, because you are helping the transformational leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.